Here's the thing, you know, both fighters have nothing to be ashamed of tonight. They absolutely put on a clinic when it came to the ground game, the stand-up, so, you know, nothing to be ashamed of there.
No, not at all. I mean, both of them were banging. It was an awesome fight.
And coming up, Clint Anderson gets set to take on Brandon Jenkins when we return. Our till the tape in this junior welterweight matchup. Both fighters 10 years the elder as Clint Anderson. Both height is the same, and of course, a reach advantage will go to Clint Anderson. And before we get this matchup underway, we'll throw it to Dean Stone.
Here is Clint, the antagonist, Anderson.
Well, one reason why, Sean, I know that this individual is tough coming out of the Miletich Fighting Systems, that's no joke, man. They just don't let anybody in that camp.
Right, Steve. You know, we talk about this all the time. You know, it's the camp that you're from and the guys that you're training with have so much to do with your preparation, how good you get, where you really truly stand in this sport. And coming out of like the Miletich system, there's amazing guys there every single day, not just wrestlers, but strikers, grapplers, BJJ guys. I mean, it's an unbelievable place, so that's a massive advantage.
7-3 in his pro MMA career, but in his amateur division, 13-3. This guy has had an absolute amount of fights, and we've always talked about this over and over. You know, there's only slight differences between pro and amateur. There's nothing changed in the size of the glove. They're not wearing any, like, cotton on their gloves as well. You know what I mean?
Right, you know, it's a funny deal these days with the amateurs being able to get some experience, get used to cutting weights, get used to the pre-fight jitters. There's so much that comes into play rather than just your abilities. You know, this is a situation where it's like the Super Bowl. You come in and you're on TV, you got 50 million people all over the world watching what you're doing. You better be prepared.
Yeah, you know, this individual has had close to over like 25 fights so far in his career. And like I said, you know, a couple things have changed, elbows, but now he's a pro and he's off to a great start, taking on Brandon Jenkins, who is, you know, undefeated in his pro career and has this almost about the same amount of fights. This is an equally matched up fight. And the matchmakers here they literally put some thought into these fights. These aren't guys just throwing in there, you know? Right,
this is super good. They're well-rounded. Both guys are wrestling's really good. Their striking's good.
And a quick look at Clint Anderson. Like we said, he's fighting out of the Miletich Fighting Systems. That's no joke. They just don't let anybody in there. And of course, 13-3 in his amateur career, and he's been with Miletich for quite some time. To get our next warrior out here, we'll go ahead and throw it to Dean Stone.
Here is Brandon Jenkins.
Well, Brandon sporting an untarnished record, 4-0 in his pro career, and close to over 30 fights in his amateur career. So he's definitely got the experience. And like I said, the sickness he said that he was having, to be able to overcome something like that, and knowing that you can overcome that, the mental factor has got to be so tough with this kid.
Right, you know. Inspiring story he has. You know, being told you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't play contact sports, you're never going to even be able to play sports. Here you are with a 4-0 mixed martial art professional wrestling. I don't care what happens tonight, Brandon Jenkins is my hero. You know, he comes in well-rounded, though. He has a lot of fights. And, you know, I was talking to him last night, and he's like, Sean, watch what happens. It's kind of funny. I twitch every once in a while. Throws guys off their game. I'm like, that would make me nervous.
Yeah. You know, when you see a guy with a twitch, normally you think, okay, this guy's an axe murderer. He's about to go off on me. But hey, what a great advantage to have that. You know, it could be, you know, possible head movement with the guys. Like, he's like, no. I'm going to move out of the way. Looks like he's going to throw a strike. It's great that he has the humility factor there. You know, being a fighter in this game, sometimes you need to be humble and, you know, not take yourself so serious sometimes, be able to joke with yourself.
Right, be able to appreciate every second, because it's fleeting.
And a quick look at Brandon Jenkins fighting out of America, top team out of Savage, Minnesota, undefeated in his pro career. And of course, blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Before we get this matchup underway, we'll throw it to the veteran voice of the cage, Dean Stone.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Black Bear Casino Resort, Carlton, Minnesota, King of the Cage and Lucas Oil present this 3-round bout in the junior welterweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Herb Dean. Introducing first, out of our Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6 feet tall, official weight 160.8 pounds. He represents Miletich Fighting Systems, professional record 7 victories, 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bettendorf, Iowa, presenting Clint the Antagonist Anderson. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our Lucas Oil red corner, also stands at 6 feet tall. Official weight 159.8 pounds. He represents American Top Team. Professional record 4 victories, no defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Prior Lake, Minnesota, presenting Brandon Jenkins. Once again, your referee in charge of this bout, Herb Dean, for the final instructions.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch gloves, let's do this.
And both warriors are ready to meet center cage here tonight. Brandon Jenkins, sporting a 4-0 record, takes on Clint Anderson out of Team Miletich, 7-3. Question is, will Clint Anderson knock him off his winning streak? We will see. Nice outside leg kick, but Clint is there with the takedown.
Immediately back to his feet goes Jenkins, but trying to work that double leg as Anderson. You could tell by his experience that he was just ballistic on that takedown.
And nice shots being thrown underneath there, and a nice body kick. That was snap-tastic.
Jenkins going high right out of the gate. Good combination and great hips getting off of that fence. Good pressure by Anderson though, just keeping pressure along that fence, trying to work that single, see if he can't change elevation, now switching it up.
Most of the wins by Clint Anderson has been by submission, and that would probably explain why he's taking this to the ground. But like he said earlier, you know, he's a well-rounded fighter, whether it goes to striking, wrestling. But right now, I don't think he wants to deal with Brandon Jenkins' stand-up game.
Yeah, but you know what? He has a 74-inch reach and taking him down to the ground, and what a great transition from Jenkins immediately into the mount.
That was just fluid right there. And when you're talking about flowing like water, that's exactly what he was doing.
Well, he went fake guillotine choke straight to the mount and just dropping elbows now. We're keeping really good position, hips down as Jenkins.
And you heard Clint Anderson talk about his wrestling. You're not going to out-wrestle him. And right now, Jenkins is doing a good job of keeping him at bay.
With some great hips, he was almost out of there. Anderson almost got out of there, but the hips of Jenkins are strong.
This is really speaking volumes about Brandon right now. As he continued to work from the full mounted position, but to Clint Anderson's credit, he's doing a good job of trying to avoid damage, but still, some of those shots are breaking through.
Yeah, he's going to have to start working to really try and get out of there, because that's a vicious elbow. And as soon as I stay in that, getting back to his feet, eating a knee on the way up as Anderson, but he's up. He eats a big leg kick and immediately goes in for a single.
Now, tables have turned. Clint Anderson trying to go to the ground here. But we saw what happened the last time with that takedown attempt. Brandon Jenkins reversed things with that nice sweep.
Jenkins doing a good job of peeling Anderson up, using that crossface, and it looked like Anderson has a little blood coming out. Don't know where it's coming from, but there's blood all over Jenkins' shoulder.
We saw the tip of the elbow just get delivered to his dome, and I'm thinking that probably opened him up a bit.
Great takedown defense as Jenkins staying calm, keeping a good base.
Brandon Jenkins, Anderson broken free here, but right now both fighters meeting in the center, staying in the pocket, and you could see Clint Anderson just throwing some shots, and Jenkins shakes it off.
3 big hooks by Anderson and a high kick slips, and Jenkins says, get back up, let's bang.
I'm really impressed by Jenkins. He doesn't mind taking a shot just to get his in, and throws a knee and doesn't even get taken down.
Wicked elbows by Jenkins, peeling Anderson's face back up and going hammer fists and elbows to the dome.
And I'm really impressed by the takedown defense as he rolls around here.
Trying to take the back is Anderson.
You can see when Jenkins gets taken down, he's always thinking forward. He's thinking about like 2 seconds before and just going with the flow.
Go see if Anderson can't pull those hips off of the cage right now to get Jenkins flat on his back.
1 minute and 19 seconds remains here in round one, and so far action-packed between these two. I'm sure that really surprised Clint Anderson.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really surprised with Jenkins' jiu-jitsu game. Controlled one arm, pull guard, and here he is in an absolute safe position, trying to work arm bar, trying to go high heels, going to arm bar right there, has it set up. If he could get Anderson on the back, he might be able to finish this.
Herb Dean on top of the action here.
Anderson doing a good job of pushing away with his foot on the head of Jenkins and getting back to his feet. And there's a beautiful takedown again by Jenkins. Side control, establishing that side control, ready to do some damage here. Going knee on the belly.
And, you know, this is totally throwing off the game of Clint Anderson. Brandon Jenkins doing a great job. And now a nice elbow, and we talk about that when the head has no place to go. Those are some of the worst hits that you can take.
I'll tell you what, Jenkins is dominating this jiu-jitsu game. Really good transition into the mount. Looks like he's going to turn on that arm, but running out of time and just banging away is Jenkins.
And to have someone like Jenkins on you entirely, practically the whole round, that is a lot of weight to carry somebody else's weight on you. As we head off into round two, both fighters will get a chance to recuperate here for a second. And a great job done by Jenkins. And a quick look at our cage girl, Amanda. And you can see more of them if you log on to kingofthecage.com, the all-new revamped kingofthecage.com. Check it out today for more fights and events when we come to your neighborhood or your neck of the woods. Quick look at the replay as Sean Canova walks us through it.
There goes right out of the gate a leg kick, trapping that leg as Anderson going for that takedown, but fighting it off as Jenkins. I'm really surprised at his takedown defense. Delivering damage to Anderson the entire time he's on that single. Boom, goes high kick to the shoulder.
And the amazing part, when he's in the midst of taking him down, he's still throwing shots, taking advantage of every nook and cranny in every situation.
Well, he had at least 24 elbows to the ear of Anderson during those takedowns in that first round. And those add up. They're not feeling very comfortable.
So far, it's Jenkins' fight. And, you know, this could become frustrating for someone like Clint Anderson, who is just so well-versed. But right now, I mean, the mental factor comes into play. Like, what happened there, you know?
Well, the simple fact of what happened is Brandon Jenkins is more well-versed right now than Clint Anderson.
Absolutely.
He's going to have to find some way to figure out some offense.
And here we go, round two.
When it turned into a street fight, I'd had to give it to Anderson. At the end of that round, he was banging hands, throwing high kicks. But as we settled down into a little bit more technical fight, Brandon Jenkins seemed to have the advantage.
And sometimes it's all about finding the right tool in your arsenal. And right now, Jenkins is just
and that could be it. It could be over.
Clint Anderson in trouble here right now as he's taking some massive elbows and shots to the dome.
He's going to have to manage up some kind of offense, and Herb Dean steps in.
Yeah, Herb Dean tried to give him every chance he could, but just not enough. Was not protecting himself. What a great matchup. Brandon Jenkins.
He ate a wicked flying knee to start that off, and it was over at that point.
Yeah, you know, I didn't see that coming, but I can't say that I didn't see it coming because Jenkins was just throwing everything here tonight and just mixing it up and throwing Anderson off.
Just really composed, hanging in there, not too excited as Jenkins, exchanging some leg kicks. Boom, flying knee, just drops Anderson, gets on top, and just smashes away. It's over.
That was really
over.
That was really the beginning of the end. We have Brandon Jenkins here. Hey, can you interview me? I was like, hey, no, they'll interview you after the fight. It's all good.
What a great fight. I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with this kid.
He wants to say hi to mom, and it's all good. We all want to say hi to mom. And of course, Nikita Esko, our newest member here at the broadcast team, will be having a couple words with him.
I'll tell you what, Brandon Jenkins is nasty. Don't let his calm, cool collectiveness, kind of the guy next door, not going to be able to hurt you. Look at Clint Anderson's right now.
Yeah,
he's busted.
Yeah, he had a smiley poker face. You know what I mean? It was just, you know, like Kenny Rogers or something, like the gambler. But absolutely turned things around here tonight. and I just did not see this coming, ending so quick.
Yeah, I gotta go by the cue for the TV people.
We're going to go ahead, throw it to the cage, the veteran voice of the cage, Dean Stone, for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean steps in and calls the halt of this bout due to strikes. The official time, 34 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by TKO, still undefeated, Brandon Jenkins.
And there's a reason why he's undefeated. 5-0 in his pro career. Absolute amazing job. But when we return, Lucas Gwaltney gets set to take on Clarence Jordan here from the Black Bear Casino Resort in Carlton, Minnesota when we come back.